Your customers are craving a great tasting, authentic pizza experience. That's why we offer Primo Molino Neapolitan style flour, an affordable, high performing flour that's a great alternative to imported Italian 00 flour. It's milled right here in North America, so you can always count on authentic crust texture and taste without the imported flour price. Using an imported flour today? Check out ardentmills.com to request a sample.
All right, welcome back to Checking In With. It's the show where we're checking in with pizzerias across the country. I'm your host, Denise Greer, executive editor here at Pizza Today. And with me is none other than creative director, Josh Keown.
Hello, Denise.
Hello. All
Happy to be
right.
here.
Awesome. And so it's actually holiday week here. It's getting ready to be. But we have a great guest on the show today. We have Jeff Ledford from Catch a Fire Pizza in Cincinnati, Ohio. How's it going, Jeff?
It's going all right. Going about the same here as it is everywhere else in the United States. So.
Yeah. Are you guys kind of closing back in like we're seeing in other parts of the country?
You know, things change every day and every week. So this week has been looking okay. So
that's cool.
See how things progress.
Yeah. So tell us what been happening with Catch a Fire. You've got some pretty exciting stuff happening right now.
We do. So we chose. We started off as a food truck years ago, and we've kind of just steadily grown here and there. And we chose the most optimal time to open up our first standalone restaurant back in March. So that was clearly delayed, and as you can imagine, so we were really getting things going in June, July. July, I think, is when we opened for carryout, and opened up our dining room about a month after that. And as you can imagine, it's been kind of a whirlwind, just trying to get our feet on the ground and really establish ourselves in the middle of everything else that's going on. So, as things have progressed and transpired here in the last couple of months, there's been, curfews and not really any shutdowns in a while, but as soon as the cold weather came in, our patio, which was a large, revenue generator, was quieted down a little bit. So we put together some igloos, some of the cool garden igloos that you've probably seen.
Those are so cool.
All over the place. And so we've been doing that, and we've been getting a hell of a response. People are really excited about it. And it's honestly, I'm looking at it right now. It's honestly a great atmosphere. Come in and it's like warm and cozy, no matter how cold it is outside. And we really tried to, make it nice and feel good, so people can come in with their groups of 8 or less and enjoy themselves and eat and drink and be merry. That's why we put this place together,
Yeah, I want to get into these. Yeah, I want to get into these igloos. I want to talk about. I want to know about the production of them, how they come up, so on and so forth.
Well, so we got 3 of them. They're pretty large. They're about 12 feet across, and my son and I, we put them together ourselves with our own 2 hands, and the second 2 went up a lot easier than the first one. It was it was a long day and a lot to it, a lot of little pieces.
You guys need to parlay this into a side business for other restaurants, man. I think you'd be doing pretty well.
I'll stick with pizzas.
Can you tell us, what kind of investment did you have to put into to add those to your establishment?
They're about $1,300 a piece, give or take.
Yeah.
But then, by the time we dressed it up in tablecloths and centerpieces and, made it feel warm and cozy as lights, and we put little Bluetooth speakers in there so people could have their own little mini party and really create their own vibe and their whole little ambiance in each one of the igloos. We did each one of them a little bit different. So, some extra money for that kind of stuff, but
even post-pandemic, I think you maybe in the winter keep these igloos around. Are you planning on doing that?
They're gonna be up at least till March 1. We'll see when the weather starts to turn around, and then we'll start to fill in the rest of our patio around them, and eventually we'll deconstruct and pack them up for next year. And
Nice.
Yeah, but it's been great. Like I said, we've got a really good response. It's kind of we're continuing to figure out, the best way to manage that program and all the leads that we're getting coming in, and how to book, maximize the potential. So.
I got you. It's such a cool idea. I was like, Shani had sent me that press release on your igloos, and I was just like, these things are just amazing. They're definitely some of the coolest things we've seen happen with outdoor dining, because, you know, people are really nervous about if they're not allowed to have indoor dining.
Absolutely.
Outdoor dining, it's, you know, it's cold here, you know, you're in the Midwest, you know, we're done with outdoor dining right now.
We're an hour and a half away from you, so we know how chilly it can get. Especially on the river.
We're right on a pretty hot corner, and so we've got a lot of traffic going by, and, you know, people are driving by and they see them at night. They look cool at night because they're all lit up, and, you know, it just looks like little snow globes on our patio. So people are excited. But yeah, I mean, we're allowing time in between each seating to make sure we can clean and sanitize, and you know, we do like an aerosol sanitizer and let it rest for 30 minutes before we bring the next group in. So, you know, any extra level of comfort that we can provide to make sure people know and understand that we're operating at the, you know, the tip top of safety and sanitation. So
are they staying booked throughout the week pretty well?
They are actually. We've got about, you know, I said we've only got 3 of them, but we've got 12 slots a day. And yeah, they're filling up pretty fast. We've got people booking into February, which is wow. And we don't take reservations. We never wanted to be a reservation destination. This is a walk in and feel good about, you know, coming in on whatever night it is, and that kind of vibe, and hang out, and relaxed and comfortable, not stuffy and pretentious kind of thing.
Right. I gotcha. You know, let's, you know, you opened your standalone restaurants right when the pandemic hit, and then your second one right in the middle of the summer with it. You know, what is that like for those operators that, you know, have kind of been around before the kind of pandemic? You've kind of, you know, started the standalone with the pandemic. So moving forward, do you think that that's going to kind of help you to be able to overcome about anything really with kind of challenges and changing?
I feel like when we get to the other side of this thing, running a restaurant under normal conditions, whatever that might be in the next, you know, 1, 2, 3, 6, 12 months, I feel like it'll be a breeze just after what we've all gone through. You know, it's just the unknown and the changes. That's what makes it challenging and stressful for operators and for, you know, our staff, and being able to constantly communicate what's going on and how things are going, and what we're doing, and try and think outside of the box so we can be creative in getting pizza to the people. You know, we put this place together to bring people together to eat, drink, and be merry, and as a gathering place for the community. And, you know, we put it together for all the reasons that are not supposed to be happening right now. So.
Yeah, no joke.
But you know, we've shifted to a lot more carry out than we originally anticipated. We didn't really build this for a carry out operation. We wanted to do it, and we were excited about it, but we like people to come in and experience what we're doing here, and you know, get our pizzas fresh out of the wood-fired oven and eat them on site. So, you know, we're doing a lot more carry out. We're implementing delivery programs. Actually, we just implemented delivery at our Mad Tree location in Oakley last week, and we're looking to start that here in Blue Ash in about another week too. So didn't think we'd be doing that 9 months ago.
Are you doing it in-house, or are you using third party? Wow, what a process.
We experimented with the DoorDashes and Uber Eats and those things middle of the summer, and, you know, when they were discounted, it worked, but they cut so deep into the margin, and there's so many things that we can't control, just with who's taking your pizza and what they're doing. And we're always, you know, people always connect the restaurant, not the delivery service, with any problems that they might have, whether there are problems or their problems. So it's just kind of frustrating to not be able to control that.
Yeah. How are you able to kind of get people to use your new delivery system versus going with these third-party apps, because they can use it without even, you know, being connected with your restaurant?
So that is the challenge. building that, building the knowledge and letting people know that we're doing it. So, trying to get out there in the market. And you mentioned Shani, our marketing coordinator. So that's one of her responsibilities is to make people aware. That's the biggest roadblock right there. And it's going to be a slow build. It's not going to happen overnight. We haven't been flooded with deliveries in Oakley just yet. But it will happen. It'll just take a little bit of time. But yeah, we don't have the same push as the Uber Eats and and the massive with phone apps and stuff like that. We're not quite there. Online ordering and you can order from your phone and but not through an app or anything like that just yet.
And I have noticed through your social media, it's amazing. It's nice. It's consistent. The messaging is consistent, and I'm loving all the stuff you guys are doing right there.
Oh, thank you. That's I don't have a lot to do with that. We put
you put the right people in the right place, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
that's right.
I think more operators should do that. I mean, it falls through the cracks a lot. It's one of the last things you think about. Doing your own.
That's not one of the things that I'm personally very good at. I'm an operator, and that's where my strength lies.
Right.
I'm admittedly not very good at telling the story. I feel like we've got an awesome story, and we've got some history behind us and rhyme and reason behind everything we do. I wasn't good at telling the story, so we have somebody that's better at telling that story.
That's when you hire storytellers to do it. So, yeah.
Exactly. That's part of being a great operator, is being able to delegate those responsibilities to people that are going to shine in those areas.
We've tried to surround ourselves with people that are smarter than us.
Speaking of surrounding yourself, how hard was it to staff up both locations during this time, especially in the middle of summer? I can think there was a huge worker shortage happening then.
It was absolutely abysmal. We were full throttle hiring in March, and we were anticipating to open in mid-March. And we basically had to stop in our tracks, as things first started off. We had to lay people off. We kept a lot of our salary staff, a lot of our core staff, and then slowly started to bring people back as the weeks progressed and things changed, and our model was shifting and pivoting. So bringing on new people didn't even make sense when we couldn't take care of all the people that we had. And since you mentioned that, our people, they're our biggest asset. We've got about 90 people across both stores, and they're our family. That's, we take care of them. We're all in it together. So that's a very important piece of what we do. The people business is just as important as the food and beverage business. So it was very hard. And then, managing some people want to work, some people don't want to work. A lot of people were, let's say, taking advantage, but, utilizing the unemployment benefits. And so it was tough to balance. So when we did kind of finally get our bearings back and figure out, okay, well, we got to open this restaurant one way or another, we started the hiring process again, and it was almost starting from scratch again, which is never easy. And the market was really tough. People they weren't coming out in droves to want to work, for good reason, a lot of them. So that was really hard. I feel like now we've got just about the right amount of people. We've got some great people. There's been just with fluctuations in business, it's been tough to maintain employment for everyone across the board. And it's just a balancing act, making sure we've got just enough to go around, but not too much to keep people idle is tough. I can say we've got some great people with us right now.
Yeah. How much of an increase in staffing did you have to add when you added your delivery component to your location?
At this point, not so much. And that's actually been a function of bringing some and utilizing some of the staff in different ways and different manners. We actually tried the delivery thing in-house back in the summer, and we didn't execute it, I think, as well as we would have liked to. It was just, we made it harder than it needed to be. So this time around, we're kind of utilizing our resources and moving people around and trying to figure out a better way to do that. So not that we didn't go into it educated. Both Melissa and I have, years of pizza delivery experience on top of all the other restaurant and pizza experience we've got. So we knew what we were getting into. It's just, it's a different world, and creating that in the middle of the model that never really intended to encapsulate that was different.
Yeah. I mean, normally it would take, you'd be planning months for a delivery service. Now it's just like right on the dime. So I can imagine.
We're like, we're going to do this next week.
Yeah. We've kept you for a little while, but I'll go out on this question. You said that you kind of had to learn and adapt from that summer delivery program to what you currently have. What were just a couple of the biggest lessons that you learned that you took into this new delivery opportunity?
Well, managing the labor aspect, and trying to figure out, everybody, they might not want delivery throughout the course of the week, but everybody wants it on Friday night. So, trying to figure out when and how our market was going to be most interested, and trying to balance that out without affecting the operation and as a whole. So, being able to utilize people and making sure everyone's cross-trained. So a lot of our staff now, fortunately, has the benefit of being able to do a multitude of tasks and positions, and that's really, it's very helpful from an operational standpoint to be able to mix and move people around and shift and pivot again with where you need it. It's important.
I don't think people I think people underestimate the value of cross training. Cross training is definitely the thing for employee strategies in this pandemic and into 2021. I guarantee it.
Very true. And, that's something we've been trying to practice and preach for quite a few years, and it's we knew the reason behind it, and all the more telling these days.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for popping on with us and talking about the operation. I need to get up to Cincinnati to hang out in one of those igloos.
It's an easy drive, so we'll be up there soon for sure.
Yeah,
we'd love to see you up here.
All right.
A lot of good things up here. We're having fun with it. The people are excited. The city of Blue Ash is really excited, and over in Mad Tree and Oakley, that there's a lot of good things going on in the midst of all this ugliness.
I'll be visiting 2 of your locations because I absolutely love Mad Tree Brewing. So that's great. All right. Well, thank you so much, and have a great holiday week. Happy holidays to everyone, and we'll see you next time.